Welcome to Science Access. In today's class, we'll talk about limit of a function part 3. Alright, in the part 2, we did more factorization method. And in this part, I did introduce you to the trigonometric, standard trigonometric limit or some functions that involve trigonometry in the part 2. In the part 3, we'll talk about more on trigonometric function. Alright, so if you know you're new to the channel, please kindly subscribe. So let's assume that you are asked to find what lim as x tends to 0 sine x all over what x. Now I explained this. These are actually standard trigonometric limit. The answer is 1. Even if I decide to clean this, put x as the numerator, sine x as the denominator, the answer remains 1. If I decide to replace this with what tan x all over what x, the answer is still 1. If I put x up, tan x down, the answer is still 1. These are actually standard. They are standard trigonometric limit. All right. Now, what about if I now change the question and I decide to put what this place as what 5x? What would be your answer? Now, if I remove this, the answer is 1. If I decide to put 5 here, what would be my answer? The answer here is actually what 5. Very simple. The standard trigonometric limit states us this way: is stated sine a x all over what x is equal to what a. This is a, and this is a in this place is what 5. So it's a very simple thing. And if I decide to replace with tan following the same format, you still get what the same answer. But let me change the question a bit. Let me assume that I decide to put sine lim x, let's say, and do you know why we are not even putting the value and all that? There's a standard reason for that. You cannot use 0 in this place because if you use that, the denominator is actually indeterminable. All right, but let's forget that. As 10 towards 0, let's say sine 5x all over what? Let's say 3 what? X. Now, this same, I can write this as 1 all over what? 2. It's 1 all over 3 multiplied by what? Sine 5x all over what? X. If I use to multiply this, we have the same thing. This one, what will it give you? To give you what? 5 equal to what? 5. If you use 1 over 3 to multiply 5, what will you have? This is your answer. So it's a very simple stuff. All right. You need to know some of these standard trigonometric limit. Now, let's assume that they are giving lim, let's say 1 minus what? Cos x all over. Now, listen to this. As x tends towards 0, all over what? Let's say x. This is another standard trigonometric limit. The answer here is what? 0. And if I decide to square this place, the answer becomes what? 1 all over what? 2. You can check your normal standard trigonometric limit. Now, by the time I'm done with the standard, we'll start solving questions. Okay? So, just the way I'm varying it a little bit. Okay, let's just solve one standard question. Let's assume that you are asked to solve. Now, let's assume that you are asked to solve lim as x tends towards 0, x sine what? X all over what? 1 minus what? Cos x. Now, if I decide to solve with your normal method, just impute wherever I see x, I'll put 0. If you look for cos 0, what will you get? Get 1. 1 minus 1 is what? 0. So this becomes what? Indeterminate. It is actually one of the reasons why we carry out factorization and various fractions and all that, is because if you find out that if you solve this the normal way, it becomes what? Indeterminate. You get what? An indeterminate form. So that's the reason. It's a very simple idea. So you cannot do that, because just impute your 0 into all this place, you realize that, punch it in your calculator, you realize that you have mass error. So let's now solve this. Now, The easiest way to solve this is, since you cannot solve by a normal what method, the easiest way to solve it is just simple. 1 minus what? Cos x is equal to, now this is a standard what? Trigonometric what? Limit. This will give you sine x square. This is the same thing as, or you can write it in this form, sine square what? X. So, but I decided to write it in this form so that it will not be confusing to you. All over what? 1 plus what? Cos x. So this is equal to this. So instead of this, I'm going to put what? This. So we are now going to rewrite this as lim s tend to 0 x sine x. Now this is division sign. So divide. Instead of putting this, I'm going to put this. Divide sine x square all over 1 plus cos x. 1 plus what? Cos x. Okay? Now we can rewrite it as x sine x times. Now if you want to change division to what? The multiplication sign, what will you do? Just turn it. Let this become the numerator and this will become what? The denominator. So now I have 1 plus cos x all over what? Sine x what? Square. Now, sine x square is the same thing as what? Sine x times what? Sine x. So this will cancel out what? This. So I can rewrite this as x times 1 plus what? Cos x all over what? Remember, this is like multiplying everything here, so we can just retain the multiplication, no problem. Sine what? X. Now, I can rewrite this as this. X all over sine x times, or you can put in bracket, times 1 plus what? Cos x. Now, if I decide to put it in bracket, it's still what? The same thing. Just the way here, if I decide to put this in bracket, put x here is the same old thing. So if you use this to multiply this, you get exactly this. You get, if you use to multiply this, you get something like this. X bracket 1 plus what? Cos x all over what? Sine x, which is exactly what you have here. So, but let's ignore this. We are heading somewhere. Now, x all over sine x, what is the value? Let's come back to this piece. I made mention of something like x all over what? Sine x. When s tends towards 0 is equal to what? 1. So here automatically become what? 1 times 1 plus what? Cos x. Put this in bracket. Alright, you can put all this in bracket. It's better that way. Okay? Now, we can now, in place of x, we can now what? Put 0. So if 1 multiply anything, what will you have? You still have 1. So you now have 1 plus cos what? 0. Cos 0 is actually what? 1. So we now have 1 plus what? 1. And our answer is what? 2. So it's a very simple what? Question. Let me clean the board. Now, I don't want the video to be too long. I will want you to attempt these 2 questions as assignment. You can drop the answer in the comment section. In the next part of this video, I'll solve more tricky questions on limit of trigonometric function. All right. Thank you for watching.